Okie dokie, guys. Welcome to another Monday Motivational Zoom. Today was absolutely crazy for me, as I'm sure it is for, the last week of right before the holiday. Crazy town. Everything that can't go wrong possibly goes wrong, right? But anyways, you guys, we had some new products this week, and Jackie and I thought that would be a great thing to talk about a little bit. We're going to add in some random things. I also want to start getting some requests from you guys of the things that you really feel that you need help with. We want everybody to start off the year with a big bang, and to really be prepped and ready to go the next 2 weeks. As this week is going to be Christmas, and really, Jackie had mentioned gratitude and, just really being appreciative of everybody that's here, your team. I know 80 and 200Ks. I don't know if that's just who got the Lavelle boxes. I'm pretty sure it's all 80 and 200Ks. But you guys, I gotta tell you, that made me feel very, it was very nice, right? It was a very nice gesture. And I really have struggled over the years with gifting sometimes because I'm always afraid of leaving somebody out. Okay, so I like that they just kind of did it across the board, and made it, we're doing it to this rank or whatever. And while at some points I don't like to just celebrate a rank, I just think that it's very nice that the company did that, right? So you're going to hear different angles on that of who to gift. And some of you guys are gifters and some of you guys are not gifters, and it's okay. Please don't think that you need to send, gazillion-dollar gifts to people. Even a simple thank you or a message of appreciation, just letting people know. And that's why whenever I posted about mine, I wouldn't be who I am without my team. So I'm taking it as a thank you, for Lavelle giving me something so sweet, but really, the honor goes to my team, because without them and the customers, I wouldn't be where I am today. And my goodness, you guys, like, I sit there and I think about how many lives over the next year, 365 days from today, could change. And I get pretty emotional because, I'm coming up on my 5-year anniversary with Lavelle. I'm coming up on 9 years in this industry, and this industry changed my life. And I got to tell you, I'm starting to get a little emotional because the other day, I was sitting on my couch, and I was less than a year into this industry, and I had made a YouTube video. And the reason why I came across it is because my daughter was skating on Saturday night. And I want to tell this story because I think it's important to understand how we grow over the years, right? I've had the same YouTube channel all this time, you guys. And, 9 years ago, I recorded my youngest daughter. She's 11 now, so she was 2 at the time, roller skating. So she was roller skating. I said, oh my gosh, I recorded her roller skating. And that was the very first video I ever put on YouTube. All right. Wouldn't you know, a couple videos up was me sharing my story, with my first company. And I was, about 325 pounds in the video. I was talking very freshly about where I was that year before. And when I was talking about my car being repossessed in front of my house. I was talking about my house about to go into foreclosure. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional, but just to know where I was, and in that short time, end up where I was that next year later, I want you guys to understand how much that can change somebody's life. And I'm sitting here 9 years later, and I'm like, oh, that was me. The people that you guys need to reach, the people that you need to be talking to. There's somebody this Christmas they can't pay for their kids. There's somebody this Christmas that they're homeless. They have nobody. There is somebody this Christmas that needs hope, that is looking for a solution, that is looking and praying for some answers. Let me tell you, they're probably not going to have the biggest confidence in the world. They're probably not going to be the person that jumps in your inbox, okay? They're going to be the person that you need to reach out. You need to let them know that you believe in them and that they can do it. And I got to tell you guys, like, gosh, I didn't expect to get emotional telling that story, but I think sometimes it's really easy to get caught up and you see these people at 200K or millionaires, and you see them on stage and they're wearing pretty fancy dresses or really awesome looking attire, or their pictures look phenomenal, right? They look phenomenal and it's almost intimidating. You think, it's not me. I'm never going to be there. But I want you guys to realize they all started somewhere, right? They all started somewhere. And when I started, I didn't have the confidence to do this, but I literally, in my first company and then in this company, and there's some things that just come along with this industry. And for me, my biggest thing was, how could I make my investment back the quickest? Right. And I know we've talked about that briefly before, but I want you guys to understand, when you can show somebody that, yeah, they may need to invest in their business to get it started, to get samples out to people. If you turn your verbiage into how they can make their investment back the quickest, I promise you it's going to open more eyes than them just thinking they're putting money onto something. Okay. Because for me, it was, I needed to make that investment back because I had to pay my bills. Right. And I look at, and I'm telling you this 365, because everybody's going to be making New Year's resolutions. Everybody's going to be, doing all this stuff. People celebrate holidays over different ways. Okay. And it's going to be New Year's for everyone, right? It's going to be New Year's for everyone. And we all can joke and tease and so forth. But, I can remember maxing out credit cards. I can remember, that being one of my first goals, is that I saw somebody going and paying off layways that first year that I was in this industry, and I couldn't do that. Hell, I had qualified for a bonus. This is my first company. I qualified for a bonus and it was for $500. Now, mind you, I had already been in the company, but they did it company wide. You had a chance to go for $500, and you had to get, I think it was 4 promoters and 4 customers, and they all had to order the stuff. So it was very similar to our VIP 800, VIP 1600, but it was $500 flat, right? And I hit everything that I was supposed to do to qualify for it, except for one person returned their stuff. And so on payout Friday, right before Christmas, I didn't get my $500 that I thought that I was going to spend for Christmas. And I was heartbroken, and that could have broke me, right? That could have broke me, and it could have made me think, whatever. Lo and behold, 3 weeks later, I went to conference and they offered these crazy bonuses and everything. And you guys, I hit 3 of the bonuses, right? And it ended up being like totaling $50,000. And 5 months after that, or 4 months after, no, 5 months after that situation of me losing that $500 bonus, I earned a $10,000, $15,000, and $25,000 bonus and ended up making my first 5-figure check 4 months after I lost that $500 bonus of a customer returning it that was paying for my Christmas. I'm telling you this because I had such a determination that I was never going to be in that situation again. And then I went to this conference and I sat there with 10,000 people in a room, and all I could hear were lives that changed. And I knew that mine was changing. And even though mine hadn't changed in drastic ways that first year in the company, it was enough for me to be able to leave my second job, because I was working 6 days a week, 12-hour shifts. It was enough for me to be able to go down to just working my one full-time job and utilizing my now income, my extra income, as what would have been when I spent hours away from my kids. So, from going from 6 days away from my kids at night, I went to 3 days away from my kids at night. And then I set my next goal for me to be able to be home because I saw other people being able to do it. So you better believe that 4 months later, when I hit that first 5-figure check, Mama Amanda went per diem and I got to choose my schedule then, right? So I didn't expect to tell this story tonight. Jackie and I always talk about stuff prior to going and getting started and early on in the day. But obviously that was on my heart because it popped up. And if any of you guys ever want to see the true, real Amanda, that's the same person that you see today, except for a little bit heavier, a little bit chubbier, a little bit less experience, and a little bit less confidence, head over to my YouTube channel and watch my first videos. You'll know it's my first videos because, like I said, I'm heavier, and they were marked from 7, 8, 8 years ago. And I hope if you do take a chance and you do take a look at some of those, that you can see yourself in them and realize that I'm no different. You guys are no different than me. I just worked my an ass off. All right. Like I did not give up. I was up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You guys maybe sleeping a couple hours. And I tell you this because I was maybe sleeping a couple hours a day because I wanted so badly to have that freedom with my children and my kid. Like I wanted to be able to be home. I wanted to be present. I never wanted to be a stay-at-home parent ever. Okay. So you stay-at-home moms and that's like what you wanted to do. Like, dude, I love you all. I love you all because my mom was at home with me. Okay. I thought that I would go flipping crazy. All right. I thought that I would go flipping crazy. And then guess what? Here I am. I'm a stay-at-home mom and I run a business and I am a badass bitch. Excuse my language. But you know something my daughter told me today? We came home and I'm gonna let Jackie talk about these products after I say this, but I gotta tell you guys, I got a little emotional when she said this. Now my daughter's 18. She said, Mom, don't let this go to your head. I said, what? And I'm cleaning the kitchen. Like you guys, we came home and we had dog shit everywhere. All right. It was all through one of the kids' rooms. It was all through our living room, all through all of our rugs. We had to shampoo everything. Okay. After we came home from the doctor's appointments and my car like messed up this weekend. Anyways, it's been crazy. Well, my daughter's standing at the end of the kitchen and she says, Mom, she says, I don't want your head to blow up. She said, but no matter where you're at, you're the boss. I said, what do you mean? She said, Mom, I don't care if you're in the middle of Walmart, you're the boss. She said, you make sure shit gets taken care of. And for my kid to know that I demand the respect, for one, of anybody around me because I'm going to give it. So I expect it, right? I'll take charge and I'll take the role because if nobody else will stand up, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm not going to wait for somebody else to stand up. I'm going to stand up first. I'm going to say, come on, let's do this. Why? Because somebody has to. And if you're always waiting on that person to take initiative, like Tim tells the kids all the time, you don't decide what you want for dinner, you're going to get stuck with whatever the hell we make, right? Which he doesn't say it like that. But just like if you have 10 options in front of you and you don't decide to choose one, you're going to get left with the leftovers. Right? I don't know about you guys, but I don't want the leftovers. I want my choice of what I have and what I do and what my day-to-day life is going to be. So I decided to take charge of it. Right? So when my daughter told me, and that's the way that she sees me, is that I'm the boss, not in a bad way, but in a way that I'm going to make sure things are taken care of. I'm going to make sure there's food on the table. I'm going to make sure that they have Christmas. I'm going to make sure people get to where they need to get to. I'm going to make sure that I take care of myself, my health, my things. I'm going to make sure that stuff is done. And she has that confidence in me. I want each one of you guys to have that confidence in yourself, but also for your children to look at you and say, she's the boss. He's the boss. Right? My mom, my dad, they're going to do what it takes, right? To make sure it gets done. And if you don't have that in you yet, borrow it from somebody else that does. All right. Because I guarantee you there's somebody on here right now that doesn't have the money to pay for Christmas.
Oh man. Oh man. Happy holidays, guys. I mean, it is literally coming up, and I just want to be transparent right now because it's been like, it's December. Probably for like the past, like, I will say like the past 10 days has been crazy. I mean, people are going through life. I was going through life. I actually didn't leave the house all of last week. I left one day, and that was just because I had scheduled maintenance, right? Which is like my eyelashes, my nails, like that was just because I had that. But I was actually in the house all day, just kind of thinking about things and gearing myself up for the new year. Okay, so really gearing myself for the new year. And I was really reflecting, and something I love about this business, and just like we are like a transformational business, right? Like everything that we do can help somebody transform in like one way or another, whether that's like their physical aspect, like their health, their finances, their mental state. I mean, they're, just actually being able to feel again, just have feelings again. Because there's so many of us that kind of just go through life and we become a little bit numb, right? So, anyways, last week, I was going through it. I was like, oh man, I really need to just kind of like get myself back to me, right? And I was having all the feels, like I wasn't feeling good. I just didn't have the focus, right? I just wasn't focused on certain things. And I'm like, how do I need to lay down. So I took the time, I laid down, I read some books, and that really helped me. It's crazy that just a little bit of intentional time that you set aside for yourself. And I know maybe some of you guys are like, I totally have to do that. I need to find the time to do that. I don't even know where I'm going to find the time. You guys find the time, like even like reading a book for like 30 minutes before you go to sleep or something, like something that helps you, right? Whatever it is, whether it's self-development. I mean, it should really be self-development. It shouldn't just be about like, it should fill you, right? It shouldn't just fill your ego or your skills of how to run a business or whatever. It's got to fill you. You have to feel good if you want to go and do certain things, right? So, anyways, last week I was kind of going through that, and something that I'm very, very, very grateful for and passionate about this business is just kind of the, you know, how do I say this? Like, just, I'm going to say, I mean, like, it's not just like for women, but like being a woman is very hard. Okay. So when I first started this business, like, like Amanda was saying, it kind of struck me because she was like, I was going through foreclosure. She said she was like losing her car, all these things, right? I was no different. You know what I mean? You see the leaders now, you see them as like 200Ks, where like she said, wearing all the fancy things, and they're so happy, but you didn't see them when they were at their lowest. You didn't see them when they were like under the ground, right? Same thing with Twin. Like that was the reason why I joined her, because I'm like, holy shit, my friend has changed, right? She's a completely different person now. I'm pretty sure she's like, she can actually do things now. She's able to afford certain things, and like her life totally did a 180, right? And that's what we have here. We're a transformational business. So anyways, just like seeing those things, if you guys see your friends change, then it's kind of, that's the credibility, because they're leading by example, right? But something I'm very, very, very passionate about is just kind of the stuff that we go through, and this applies to men and women, but it's different. Okay, so the stuff we go through by ourselves. So if you are a woman, right, if you are the one who's buying all the groceries, and you're the one who, like, you know what I mean? If your husband doesn't go to the grocery, he doesn't see how much you spend, he doesn't feel that stress of, oh my God, we just spent this much on groceries, right? So you're kind of going through that like guilt of, I spent this much on groceries by yourself, right? If your husband's at work, like, yeah, he doesn't see those things. So it's kind of like different. You guys aren't really like doing the exact same things together. Same thing for a man. If the man is the one paying all the bills and he's got all the stress, and then, the wife is doing the opposite, kind of like, running the household, if they don't join together and like do those things, that's when a lot of stress and stuff starts happening. So, prior to Thrive, like I myself, I was in that situation, right? I did not know how much my partner was stressed out about, certain things, like just things of being a man, right? I myself was like very stressed out because I was racking up like extra things on my credit card because I didn't want to ask. I didn't want to ask for money to do certain things. And like, if I'm like there, if I got to find a way to pay for it, I'm just going to pay for it, right? Like however it happens. And that kind of, I don't know, like, I don't know how many of you guys are on here can relate to that. Or maybe some of you guys are just like, no, I'm just not going to spend it. I'm just not going to do those things. But it's like a give and take. It's like, if you know the color personalities, if you're blue, you're like, all right, I'm just going to do it. And then I'll deal with it later. Right. And then there's other people that are like, no, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to live. Right. So that was kind of like what I was going through before. And I have like some of my very good business partners. I mean, one of them is on here right now. She shared a very similar thing. Like, her husband didn't know exactly what she was spending, and she was living with that kind of like, guilt, right? So when this opportunity came along, and then all of a sudden there is extra money coming in, this is something that's so easy to do from your phones, right? It changes lives. Like, it literally changes lives. And I am actually a single mom living in a very, very, like, one of the most expensive cities in like North America. I mean, probably even the world. It is very expensive. And, being a single mom, like, having to put like gifts under the tree, it's not like you can just buy like, one for each kid. And then it's like, if it's just the three of us, right? Like, that's all they're going to get. So this opportunity like really, really could change someone's like life, besides the fact that like I don't have any debt anymore. I was like under like way, I had so much debt prior to Lavelle, right? Now I just have my residual bills and stuff, but this is something that like, it's so worth it, you guys. And if you guys are on this Zoom, there's like 60 of you guys on the Zoom. Those are great numbers. But I mean, normally, like a normal Zoom, there's probably like 100 or something. Give yourself a pat on the back for being on here during this time of the year, right? Like, it's the holidays. Yeah, it's like literally the holidays. And if you guys are on here right now, I know you guys are going to be on here in like January, February. Like, you guys are the ones that are going to be building teams like in the future. And yeah, I mean, you guys are going to go through it, and don't look at the uplines and stuff and be like, oh, they've got it all figured out, they're perfect. And it's not like that. When the teams, like when our people go through like shit, when they go through having all their moods and stuff, we literally absorb all that energy, and it's just like, holy crap, like, how can we support you guys, right? My biggest thing for advice is just like stay close, stay connected. And that's why you guys are all on here right now. But I'm just really grateful. Like, I don't know where I was going with that, but just kind of like, just the passion behind, like, think about what people are going through right now, right? A lot of people, I heard on a Zoom this morning, it's just like people are like, they don't have money. They're not thinking about themselves. I mean, you guys might be even seeing it in the numbers. And I'm going to go into a little bit of predictions and stuff of what I think Lavelle will do for us, towards like for this month. But, right now, everyone is concentrating on Christmas. People are just filling the last minute things of the tree, like getting things like going. And some people might not even have the funds to really celebrate Christmas. So, I mean, it's just like, it's been a really crazy year. I mean, every year at the end of the year, everybody looks back and then they kind of look at, oh yeah, like, how was the year? And this one is the craziest one yet, I'd have to say, just because of the transition of like, last year was just, we were still on lockdown. This year it was like some people were on lockdown, some people were not, and then just like crazy things happening. And then, everyone had a little taste of freedom, and then now they're all being thrown back into like lockdown again. Like, you guys, what is that going to do to people? Right? So anyways, but okay, so besides that, you guys, pat yourselves on the back. You guys are here. Roll with whatever Lavelle has going. Okay, so we had a double, triple fast start. All of you guys should have definitely taken advantage of that. And mine and Amanda's commitment to Mondays is to keep you guys like updated, and so that you guys know how to work these promos, right? Just the strategy behind it, because they don't throw these promos out for nothing. They don't just throw them out. They're very strategically planned, you guys, that if you follow with these promos, you're going to find yourself in a cycle of like, hey, I have customers coming in. Hey, some of these customers are ready to turn into promoters, flipping them over to promoters. And then boom, like, bonus season comes, and then like things go flying. They're setting us up for success. So you guys pay very, very close attention when Lavelle does these things. I mean, even down to, oh my God. So we got some new products, guys. Okay. So there's the fudge brownie. shake that was only launched for auto ship customers and promoters. So I don't know exactly what, like, what they put in the system that it released it to those particular people, but it was probably like bigger auto ship orders or people who had ran multiple auto ship orders in the recent bit. So they got fudge brownie. People who were not running auto ships did not. So it was just like, I was like, damn it, because I didn't have an auto ship on. I was like running them, like yeah, it was just on other accounts and stuff. Oh, good job. You're getting yours tomorrow. So yeah, anyways, that is kind of like Lavelle is like they're telling us like, hey, you guys, get on auto ship. That way you guys have perks. So there's that. And I'll give you guys a little bit, like, I'm really excited to get fudge brownie. The first thing I'm going to do is try it by itself, but I also want to try it mixed with candy cane because I think that they would taste delicious together. So that is something that I'm excited about, and I wanted to share that with you guys because it's kind of like, I don't know, those flavors just sound like they would go really good together. And then yeah, so it has not been released yet to the public, right? So we haven't been able to order it yet. If you guys did, it's on there. Another thing that I noticed is that you weren't able to run it on an auto ship. So it was only like if you wanted to buy it, you had to buy it on the day of, and you had to be one of those auto ship people, right? So perks, and I'm not going to do that again, especially if they're going to be coming out with snickerdoodle and all these things. So you guys put on your auto ship so you guys get first dibs, or you can wait like the rest of us. And then another thing is we actually got ultra camo back. Okay, so ultra camo is an amazing DFT. If you guys did not know, like, ultra is actually really, it's the same exact thing as the regular DFT, it's just bigger. I learned that like a little while ago, like a couple months ago, and I'm like, oh my God, really? And Lavelle Support, they actually put that in a ticket. They said that, the regular DFT lifestyle is the same thing as ultra. It's just that ultra is bigger, so it's just more ingredients, but same thing. So the ultra camo is actually a different formula, you guys. And the two things that are different about it, like, I don't know if you guys remember how ultra feels, but the ultra camo, it has a little bit more of a, I don't know, it's like a little pep in it. I don't know how to explain it really. All I know is that the reverse ratio of it is like a difference of like the Garcinia Cambogia and green tea something, which I don't even know what either of those things does besides like appetite stuff and help you lose weight. But it does feel very different. So anyways, the Ultra Camo DFT is a different formula and it's available right now. So Lavelle is doing this thing where they're actually just like, they're dropping new flavors. They are dropping like different DFTs. We haven't had Ultra Camo for a while. I actually have 10 packs here just in case they want to pull it from the site again. And I don't want to not be without it. I actually still have Old Duo too, Amanda. I still have it. Like, yeah.
I have the original Duo also,
Yeah.
because I literally just got a ton of stuff from my ex-husband. I went to the house, and I'm kind of ashamed to say, but you guys, I like when those things released, I literally bought like 10 packs of it, because you had to be on the VIP list. And if you've never been around when there's been a big launch of a brand new product, like Duo or Burn, or and in Detox was a big launch. All right, Detox was a huge launch, but you didn't feel that. You guys, let me put it this way: when Burn, when Burn released, we did like over $1 million, like within a couple days.
I mean, the
And
Ultra relaunch was huge
it might have
too.
been more than that, honestly. Like,
It probably was.
yeah,
That brought me
yeah,
back, and I was
yeah.
like dead, like
Uh-huh.
I was a Thrive hater when Burn came out, and then
Well,
Burn came out.
when Duo came out, it was I remember I was on a cruise ship, in I was like going to Haiti, Jamaica, and Mexico. And it was over 4th of July. Like, we had a pre-launch in May, okay, where we had a big boom. All right. But then we had like the real launch in July, the week of 4th of July in 2017. And my team on the pre-launch did like 2 or 300,000. You guys, this was my first, like, I'm talking like this was month 7 in the business for me.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
And we did 2 or 300,000 in that one day. And then whenever, a couple, or I'm sorry, in May, we did 2 or $300,000. And then we did 700 or 800,000, when I was in the cruise ship with terrible reception. And I was like, oh my gosh. So like when we have these launches, the more of a VIP list that you get together and that you build, and the more encouraging you do with your team to pre-build like, that list and to get it out there, the more excited you are. Today, the email that went out for the Ultimate Thriver. If you guys don't know how to screen record on your phones, I don't know, you might be able to like download an app even if you don't have like iPhone. I don't know how Androids work, so I can't really tell you, but I always screen record those things. And then I'm gonna fancy it up and put it in my story later on. But I immediately, just like Jackie gave you guys tips a couple weeks ago, whenever Lavelle sends out those emails, you can break apart those emails, okay? And you can record a video, or you can break down sections. You can pull the verbiage and the pictures. They're always very nice, right? And throw those into your stories. And that's what I did, is like, I'm really working on that list and people that I want to make sure that I'm hitting hard, right? And by hitting hard, I'm not talking about harping them. I'm talking about me hitting my list hard. And when you come out and whatever may be launched or whatever come January, or in the months that follow, listen, I'm looking forward to Snickerdoodle like majorly, right? So when I'm talking to people right now, like Snickerdoodle is my all-time favorite cookie. So I'm like, every single person that I'm talking to, I'm telling them about how much like the hot fudge brownie. And listen, I didn't have my auto ship set up. I actually just canceled my auto ship.
I messaged
I
someone
was
else to
so
order it for me.
mad at myself,
Me too. I actually messaged someone else to order it for me. I'm like, hey, can you order me 4 bags? Because I need this like now. I don't want to
Mhm.
wait until like later.
So
But
like I use those things as stories, like to bring up, to talk to people, like, just a way like, hey, this is gonna be coming. So like make sure you're getting that list together. And then literally, I didn't know what I was doing, all those years ago, but I literally just would go through and blast out a message to every single person that had ever asked me anything. And it, I ended up sending the same message to everybody, but every single person had inquired to me about something to do with my business, a product, the opportunity or whatever. So I just blasted out, what was it going to hurt? Right. So like the more back work that you do right now to prepare yourself for these new product launches, for these new things. And listen, if you know something is going to be launching and you want to get your hands on a few things, save the money so that you can get 2, 3, 4 packs of it or whatever, so that you can give those customers exclusive. They
Mhm.
might not be able to get the product right that moment, but if you have samples for them to try and for them to buy, that's going to tell
Major
them, yeah.
this is a major golden nugget. So I'm gonna put some seriousness on this because you guys have to actually like take this in. Okay. Like I've heard it before. I mean, I heard Jason Camper say it at a leadership retreat, right? When we had all the leaders with all the A's and 200Ks, he was painting the vision for the company. He was so far ahead. He's like, I've got the next 20 years. Are you guys with me or not? Like I've got it all planned out. And he was painting the vision for us of just all of the future things that they were going to give to us, right? And the whole idea, and Twin painted this picture for me too, is just like how many thrivers are going to be thriving with you. Okay. Super loyal. They're thriving, right? They're thriving. They trust the brand. Every time that something comes out, because they trust the brand, they trust the products, they love it, they've been doing it. When something comes out, they're like, hey, what is this? How many of you guys have experienced that? Like, even if you had 10 customers, even, I mean, try to get 12 because that'll get you auto elite in the future. But even if you had 10 customers who were buying every single month, imagine they all picked up the brand new product, right? Like it's they're gonna pick it up one way or another. If it's not like right when it launches, within like the first 2 to 3 months of that thing launching, they're gonna pick it up. they will pick it up. So that is like Lavelle's constantly giving us brand new products for people to like jump on. Like I'm one of those people. If you say, oh my God, we have a new this, I'm all over it. I want it first, right? There's so many people like that. And it's like, why do you guys go into the same exact store that you've already been to? Because you want to see what's new. Like, because you want to see what's new. So, I heard that and I was like, holy crap, that's genius. Like, what's going to happen when Lavelle comes out with this and this? And, like detox, like Amanda was saying, is a huge launch. It's huge. It's just that right now they launched it right before the holidays. I mean, yeah, we all jump on it and we're like, I will give up 10 days and I will stop thriving because I want to do this, right? But anyone else, like they're like, I'm going to wait until New Year's. So watch how this is going to explode after New Year's if you guys are sharing it correctly, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And actually I want I'm just kind of rolling off of that, honestly, because I want you guys to think about I want you to pretend like detox hasn't even launched. All right. But here you're getting the heads up, you're getting the foot in of knowing some results instead of the real launch where we already, it was posted and nobody knew what anybody's results are going to be like. We didn't know what people were going to feel like or what, if people were going to gain the weight right back real quickly if they lost weight. And not everybody's going to lose weight, right? Some people might just have magnificent skin after they finish their detox and feel better overall. Some people might not feel very great because they didn't do it appropriately or they really lived felt crappy to begin with, weren't taking care of themselves. They did the detox and it just, maybe they needed another round of detox. I mean, it's possible, right? Even though it's recommended every 90 days, let's be real. If you live a really crappy lifestyle and you take really crappy care of yourself and you eat terribly and don't do anything, chances are you probably didn't get everything out of you on that first round, right? So I want you to pretend right now that detox hasn't even launched, right? Because the majority of people were not willing to give up those cookies and all of the Christmas goodies and Thanksgiving stuff and, just whatever, right? People just sometimes are not willing to give that because right now people are using the excuses, let's say to drink. Okay. New Year's is coming. And what do we know about New Year's? What do most people do? A lot of people do. They give toast at midnight, right? Champagne toast and or they go out and they drink or whatever, right? So a lot of people aren't going to do and focus on like say 75 hard where you're giving up alcohol, you're doing this or whatever. They're not going to commit to some of those things right now, right? And I'm saying you don't have to quit drinking or quit eating all the things you like to eat. I'm not saying all that, but what I'm saying is most people are not going to be serious or even looking into, in fact, turning the other direction right now. They don't even want to face the scale, right? They're going to stay off the scale till January 1st. So you can utilize this time right now to start building that list and kind of getting a feel for, those posts that say, do you make New Year's resolutions, right? What kind of New Year's resolutions are you planning to make this year? Well, if you've seen a post like that in a group that you're in, or maybe you made a post similar to that, all of those people that put what they're going to do, all right, I want you to think about how you could come up with one of your products, any of the products, to help them achieve that goal. All right. So what if you did a bunch of polls between now and then? And you're not even talking about products, all right? You're not even talking about products, but I'm teaching you guys how to get your prospect list right now. So I hope you are listening, all right? And you do some polls about New Year's resolutions. And maybe today you do it. How many people do you know, or do you plan on, you could ask something simple as like, what do you plan? Like if you make New Year's resolutions, what's yours going to be, right? All right, that's really bland, but whatever. So now you made a poll and you say, for New Year's this year, are you planning on, trying to pay off debt? Or are you going to be trying to lose weight? Or which one are you most likely to do, right? You're not asking people to buy your product. You're not asking whatever. Now, a couple weeks later, you go and you pull up those lists of all those responses because you wrote them down. You were good. You're like, I'm using this. I'm being intentional. These are why I make polls. I don't make polls just to leave all those answers behind. Now you're sitting down and you're like, man, I don't even know who to message about this opportunity. Well, holy crap, this person wanted to pay off credit cards this year. You shoot them a message, say, you know what? A couple weeks ago, I remember you saying that you wanted to plan to pay off debt this year. Well, did you know that we have these VIP bonuses and the opportunity to X, Y, and Z? Or, hey, maybe we have some bonus that comes out between, in the new year. Now you can reach out to that person. I want to pay off debt. Dude, you were the first person I thought about whenever these came out, because I just seen you say that you wanted to pay off this debt this year. You wanted to pay off this credit card. You wanted to pay off Christmas. You wanted to have Christmas paid for before Christmas next year even comes. The holidays next year even come, right? You never want to go through what you did this year again. You said this a couple weeks ago. Now you're telling somebody that you remember what they said because you did, you were good and you wrote shit down, right? But now you have a huge list to reach out to people that said they wanted to lose weight. They wanted to exercise more. They wanted to give up drinking coffee or pop or, soda or whatever you call it, right? All these people that are like caffeine junkies. Hello, Thrive, right? You want to introduce them to it because it sure as heck is going to be a heck of a easy for them to do that. So I want you guys to think outside the box of things that will help you build that list, because this product detox is a great way for them to reset. It's a great way for you to reach out to every single person that has a health and wellness goal to start. But you have to start getting that list together now, right? You have to get that list together now to get prepared for that. But these products also, I want to encourage you guys to utilize like the different lifestyle mixes that we have. You guys, some people don't like drinking shakes. Okay. But what if you taught them how to make overnight oats with it? Or what if you taught them how to make chai pudding, like chia pudding, or however you say it? I don't know how you say it, but I make that crap all the time. And I totally put my lifestyle mix in it and put a spin on it and add it in. Like, okay, for example, you could use strawberry lifestyle mix, sugar-free, fat-free, cheesecake, Jello mix, and throw together a scrumptious overnight oats with that, right? Throw in a little almond milk or coconut milk or whatever you wanted to, water, I don't care. Throw it all together and boom, you just put a freaking amazing looking recipe out there for the world to go try. And now this person just said, oh, I don't like shakes or I don't like lifestyle mix, but man, that sounds delicious. And I really am looking for an awesome new breakfast. It's going to be hearty, full of nutrients. And that sounds good. I could do that. I want you guys to think outside the box, because that's going to be the answer for you guys getting these products into people's hands. The skincare. If you like to do makeup, all right, you got TikToks and Reels right now. If you're doing like transformations and stuff like that, Talissa Ayers does, and I've seen her do it a bazillion times. Did you guys know that our charcoal bars are excellent for cleaning your makeup brushes? Not only are they excellent for your skincare, but they're excellent for cleaning your makeup brushes and stuff. They're excellent for getting a stain out of the carpet. Okay? Like seriously, when you think outside the box and you find new ways to introduce your products to people, it's endless. It's endless. But if you just go and get a notebook right now and you say, this is going to be my dedicated notebook, and every single day I'm going to focus on finding out what it can do to help somebody's life improve, whether that's financially, whether that's them as a better person, whether that's them a health and wellness goal or whatever, and you make it your personal mission that every single day you're going to get this huge list together of people. You're going to constantly have people to reach out to and talk to. And when something launches, that you could absolutely do that, right? You are going to know who to talk to, because most of you, let's be honest, and I want to see comments over here. All right. I want to see comments over here. When a product launches or promo launches, how many of you guys are paralyzed and don't even know who to message? Like, honestly, I want you to put, just put a 1 over here if you don't even know where to start or who to message. It's coming out. And I'm so glad that each one of you guys are being honest here, because here's the reality. If you never learn that, you're never going to be able to teach your team that, right? So what I just told you just now, if every single day you sat there and you got focused, what if today all I did was make new friends, make new connections, get a post out, and so that new connections, aka how could you help them? This person that you started talking to today, you're getting to know them. How could you possibly help them? Well, pay attention. Look at their post. What are they posting about? What are they talking about? Make that potential list based on that. Don't put somebody as, this is what I can sell them. Okay. I want this person to join me because I can make a lot of money with them. All right. I want you to think of how you can benefit their family, how you can benefit their needs, how you can help them achieve their goals. All right. So now this person no longer becomes a number. They're actually a person, right? And now you can go and you can teach this to your team. So I want you guys to understand that if you're making this list and you have these new products, you got to know what to do with these new products. You got to know how to share these new products. So these people that you have now spent every single day, say 10 people, I'm going to say 10 people a day. Okay. That's what I teach my new promoters that come in. Focus on how you can connect with 10 people, 10 new people a day. That doesn't mean that you sent 10 people messages today. That means, how could you make 10 new friends? Did you maybe see somebody interesting in a group? Did you see somebody really cool on Instagram that inspired you, made you laugh, or whatever, that you connected with in some way? Were you on a community page today and this person is always volunteering, they're helpful or whatever, you would really like to work with them? Are they your ideal dream partner? Right? And some of you guys don't even think about that stuff. Like, who do you want to work with? This is your business. You get to choose, right? Quit prospecting down and start prospecting up to the people that you would want to work with, not the people that you could make the most money with, the people that you would want to work with. Now, what kind of personality traits do these people have, right? Are they outgoing? Are they caring? Are they, somebody that's always volunteering for stuff? Now, guess what? You're going to be surprised maybe to know that a lot of industry leaders consider themselves introverts. You guys know? Hey, Jackie's like, me. And you know what, Jackie? I do. I think I really do see that introverted side of you, because you're not like walking a room and loud and crazy. And I don't know how many of you guys have ever been around Twin. If you go out places, and Twin's by no means like loud and crazy or anything. Okay, maybe a little bit sometimes. Okay. But Twin is very like, she's there and she wants to have a good time, and she's like, come on, everybody goes, and like, I drank way too much in Punta Cana last trip. Okay. I think I lost my phone at one point and had to go back to the bar because I started drinking with everybody, and that was a mistake. But Twin is very outgoing and social, and she's, if you go personalities, like blue personality. But so that's not necessarily an introvert. It can be, somebody can be blue and be introverted, but Jackie, on the other hand, she's not, she's a good time, but she's not going to be the one that's like, everybody come on, she's kind of over there chilling and hanging
I'm
out.
actually a very mellow rainbow. If you guys have ever taken the tests and stuff, like I've seen some people.
I'm all now.
Some people's scores are like 70s, and that's very extreme personalities. But mine are all very chill in the 50s, and they're all one number apart. Like that's kind of. But if you guys haven't taken the test, I know you guys won't know what I'm talking about. But
they say the best leaders though are rainbow. Okay. And I can tell you guys, when I first joined this industry, I was more red and yellow. Okay. I was more red and yellow. I was mainly majority red. And some of you guys cannot even picture that.
No, twins probably like, no, Amanda's yellow. She's like,
N- n- no, I am a lot more yellow now. Okay. But I was definitely straight up red. And when I was going for my 200K, when I was going for my last, when I'm going hard at something, I am very, very, very red. Okay. But I feel like it's been growth, right? So I do definitely show more of those yellow twin traits. Okay. But I also have more green in me now and more blue in me now because I have grown in those areas. And I'm very proud of that. So if you
there's a
are,
question. There's a question.
oh,
This is
let
a
me
pretty
read.
good one too, though. Jana, so her question is, she had like 15 people that were part of the 12 days giveaway, and she checked back in with them on day 5. How does she bring up the product or opportunity now that it's over? Well, if they've seen Thrive, I would definitely like, first is be like, have they seen Thrive? Yes or no. And then I would like, just kind of like how you're talking to them and how you get them to try a sample. I would say, hey, like, I thought of you. Thanks for participating in the giveaway. Like, it's
Mhm.
first come, first serve, but I have like, like, if you have extra samples laying around, I would maybe reserve 3 of them and be like, I have 3 samples of like, this thing that can really help change your life, or
Mhm.
however you want to say it.
So the people I was going to say, and if you want to flip that of, you know what, maybe you don't want to necessarily bring the product up right this moment. This is a great time that every single person that was in the 12 days that give, like in the 12 days of Christmas, that guess what? You can tell each one of them Merry Christmas, you guys.
Mhm.
And that's your reason that you're reaching out to them right now. And you can let them know that if there was anything that you saw, over the 12 days, the products, the opportunity, whatever it might be, and you can actually say that, right? Because we know that New Year's resolutions are coming out, and you can mention that and be excited about that. But you want to first and foremost thank them and wish them a Merry Christmas. If they celebrate Christmas, obviously they probably maybe had been or whatever. But listen, go check out their page. Maybe they don't celebrate Christmas and you just went to their page, you checked them out, and you're telling them you hope they had a happy holiday, a happy Hanukkah, whatever it is. But guess what? You're not going to know that if you don't go to their page and check them out and learn a little bit about them, right? So before you shoot them a message that's targeted to a certain thing, make sure you check out their page. Make sure they don't have anything going on. I always like to look at people's stuff before I shoot them a message. But I think a great thing to do with that list of people that decided to get on the giveaway is this week you reach out to them. You want to wish them a Merry Christmas. You want to thank them for participating. You want to ask them very short, briefly. Don't write them a friggin' book, but hey, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for participating in this 12 days of giveaway. I know with New Year's resolutions and everything coming with New Year's coming up, I know a lot of people make resolutions. So make sure you let me know if there was anything that you saw in our 12 days of giveaway, like any of our products or opportunity. I would love to reconnect with you after the holidays or whenever you decide that you want to go after those goals, right? Done.
That is so good. And then another thing to follow up with that, guys, if you guys are reaching out to people, make sure you have some cool stuff in your stories for them to look at. Like, if they have nothing to look at, like, you know what I mean? You don't have to tell them directly, but if they go on your page and mix in other stuff, like not just like salesy stuff, right?
Mhm.
Mix in like your family, like just things. Like, it could even be like what you did, like you took a walk and you took a picture of where you were, you know what I mean? Just to mix it up a little bit so they don't think that you're just that kind of like salesy person.
Mhm. And
um
listen, if you put your goals out there, like I'm just going to give you guys an example of how you could connect with people. And I'm glad you just said walking, right? So when I was doing, I wanted to run 5K, right? I went to Rise, I went to Rachel Hollis, and they were talking about doing 5K, half marathon, a 10K, all this stuff, right? So I had never ran anything in my life. All right. But on January 31st of 2020, I ran my very first 5K. And I'm telling you this because in the month of January, guess what I was preparing for? Running my first 5K. So I every day would put in my stories how far I had gone, how much I had done, me training leading up to that. So boom, 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 boom. Anybody that wants to go run a 5K or they just want to increase their walking, increase their steps, there you go. You just learned some stories that you can do all of January's to get your bodies moving and do it, right? Or maybe you want to learn a new yoga pose like Crystal Simpson does amazing yoga, right? Like I used to do aerial yoga and bungee fitness, and I told Tim the other day, um, no offense, but like I plan on winning Ultimate Thriver. Come the new year, Amanda's about ready to get back in the zone, and I'm getting back to Soar Fitness. It's 5 minutes from my house, and I'm gonna be hanging upside down and learning how my body can work all over again. And I'm about ready to kick some butt because I'm going to be getting some shape to me and I'm going to win. Right. So, but guess what's going to be in my stories? Guess what people are going to be seeing? People are going to be seeing me setting goals, going after this stuff. They're going to be excited. They're going to connect. They're going to be like, Amanda, the people that are local to me, like, I want to try that. And I'm like, girl, let's do it. I had somebody that reached out to me that was actually on my old team, my first business, that when I commented on her post about how awesome it was, she was like, come with me. So you better believe every single person that says that I know that is local, I'm going to be trying to recruit them to come with me to my classes. Why? Because people that are setting goals and setting up for themselves, not like, here's the thing. If they're coming to my classes, then guess what they're also going to be? They're going to be around me, thriving, feeling amazing, and doing like things that are actively helping me get to my goal. Right. So now they want to see the same energy that I have. They need the energy. They're slumped. They don't feel like getting out of bed today and doing this. What the heck are you doing, Amanda? Thrive. Hello. Let's get you started. I've been telling you this forever. Right. And I'm just straightforward with people. So I want you guys to realize like this is prime opportunity. So Jackie's saying, like, make sure you got something in their stories for them. You guys, it's really hard to talk to people about certain things if you yourself like literally aren't doing anything. Like if you're not setting goals for yourself, it's hard to talk about somebody else setting goals for themselves. If you're not and I'm not saying everybody's got to live this healthy, perfect lifestyle, right? But if you're trying to improve the things that you're eating, okay, now what if you go and put up a recipe or you go and you share this new find that you just had? Like everybody shares recipes around the holidays for like ideas, right? But what about meal prepping? Like I've really gotten into eating overnight oats. So I get on kicks. It's like one thing or another, right? So overnight oats. So I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be trying all these new recipes with like the fudge brown. Like I'm like all kinds of ideas that I want to be able to incorporate some of my products, but also it's just the lifestyle. So if people see me having energy and motivated and doing these things, it's going to give me an opening to talk to them about the products and what this can offer people. Oh gosh, how did it's already 10 o'clock? Wow. Okay. I hope that gave an idea about following up that because that was a really good question because there's a lot of you guys that got people to go to the event that really don't know how. And listen, not just the 12 days of Christmas, every single event that somebody has put on. I know, Jackie, you had just done one like live events. When you invite somebody, you guys always go back and reach out to them. Hey, listen, I hope you have, a Merry Christmas. Again, make sure they celebrate Christmas and stuff, but I hope you have a Merry Christmas. I want to thank you for all your support this year. I want to thank you for, taking your time, your evening and checking out this event. I would really love to offer you $10 or $15 in credits if you would decide to go ahead and give it a shot because you know why they wanted to go to the event. So you're following up with them, right? So this is a great way around this time of the year that you can reach out to them and be like, say you have $150 in credits. $10 that I want to make, I'm going to offer out to my customers. or $15 that I want to offer to my um, special customers. Or I had, a select amount. I decided to do a drawing and your name was the lucky winner. People love to win stuff. So if you say I did a drawing and you were the lucky winner that got $15 off their next order, I just wanted to let you know. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. This was a huge surprise, right? So people like to be thought of and people like to win stuff and people are impulsive. I am very impulsive. If I know something is only going to be available a short time or it is limited, yeah, you can probably guarantee that I've got it and I am going to jump right on it and I'm probably not going to think about it. So
Urgency, like
yeah, yeah.
urgency. So yeah, so there's that. And then I was telling them, I was like, hey, I want to give you guys predictions. We're not going to get off yet. I just want to give you guys
Oh
a little
yeah.
bit of predictions, okay? Because it is Christmas week, right? So I have a feeling, I just have a hunch that Lavelle is going to say, hey, we're going to run auto ships a little bit early. Okay. I have a feeling they're going to do it because the 25th is an auto ship day. It's Christmas Day. They're obviously not going to ship on that day. They're not going to run them on that day either. So I have a feeling they're either going to run it on the 20, it'll be like on the 24th, but technically the 23rd at night, right? So be prepared for that. If you guys have auto ships, follow up with them right now. And Lavelle loves to do that on holiday weekends, but guess what else Lavelle likes to do? They like to give us like crazy things that happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to spoil anything. And I don't know anything.
I'm hoping, I don't know anything either, but
yeah.
I'm really hoping for Snickerdoodle. I'm really hoping for Snickerdoodle for Christmas. I really, that would be awesome. And who knows, I might talk about that. I'm like, Lavelle, can you please come out with Snickerdoodle for Christmas? And then guess what? I start talking about it and everybody else like, I want Snickerdoodle for Christmas too. And then what if they did come out with
23rd?
So they said the 23rd for auto ships.
Yeah, but who knows, you guys, these holiday weekends and stuff, they love to throw us like one thing after another. Sometimes they'll give us like a crazy, like, a really, really big sale that everybody gets really excited for. And then they'll do something else right after. And then they'll do another thing, like, who knows, right? So there's only like less than 2 weeks left in the year. So we're going to have like literally Christmas is Saturday. And then New Year's Eve, which is the last day of the month, the last day of the entire 2021 year, right, is on Friday. So try to get all those things wrapped up. And I don't be surprised if you are chilling, relaxing with like an alcoholic beverage in your hand or whatever you like to do. And then Lavelle throws a crazy sale and you're like, oh my God, like I gotta like, they will do it. I promise you they will. I'm not even joking.
So, and I'm also going to tell you guys, if you celebrate Christmas, I hope each one of you guys and you and your families have a very blessed and Merry Christmas. I'm not getting off this just a second, but I really hope that you have an amazing holiday this year. And just, remember that just be grateful for where you're at and that you're here, you're alive, you're breathing, and that you have this opportunity to spend with those that you care about. And I hope that you get to. And if not, I will get on a Zoom with you on Christmas and we will spend Christmas together. Okay. Seriously, like I don't want to see, I want to at least like hang out with people or something if they don't have anybody. And then also, we'll talk a little bit about vision boards for 2022 next week. But also that plan of attack and action. I want to really help you guys learn how to break down some goals a little bit and setting those visions. Because listen, if you set your goals, like you should over the chart. All right. You should have these big, massive goals at some point. All right. However, you got to be realistic about how long it's going to take you to get to those goals and the things that are going to lead up to that. So breaking that stuff down, I really want to help you guys with that next week because the sooner that you hit those small goals and those goals get bigger, right? The more confidence you're going to have, the more that you're going to be able to show other people and those people are going to have confidence too. So we'll get into all of that, but
I freaking love it, Amanda. You literally just read my mind because that's what I think about when I'm
yeah, me
going
too.
and making a vision board. I'm like, I want to put on here what I know I'm going to do by the end of the year.
Yep. Yep.
I want to feel that.
And I'm glad that you said it just like you just said it. I want to put on there what I know I'm going to do by the end of the year. You guys, what she just said is a language that each one of you guys have to start speaking out loud and to yourselves. You need to put things on there that you know that you're going to accomplish, because guess what? You said you're going to accomplish it. Now get your butt to work and go accomplish it, because you can. It's only you that decides that you can't or that you won't, right? So you absolutely can. And when you make the decision to do it, guess what? Nothing's going to stop you. Nothing's going to stop you, because you're going to. So anyways, yeah, Jackie, I don't have anything else to say. Like I said, I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. If not, I hope you have a happy holiday.
Yeah, happy
And
holidays. I mean, we were talking about this and we are like, what are we going to talk about? Like, I don't know, but it's the week before Christmas. So let's just like, come on here just to get together, because that's the whole point of hopping onto these Zooms, right? So anyways, congratulate yourselves. And I wanted to shout out Jana for getting 15 people on that, because that's amazing.
yeah, that's
15
awesome.
people.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
15 freaking people. That's amazing. But yeah, so we will catch up with you guys on Monday. I'm excited for Monday because vision boards is like, it's a big, big, big deal, you guys.
Yeah. And you know what, you guys, I actually, I want to challenge everybody before the end of this year, to make one and to post it. So next week, all right, I'll just give you the heads up now for all 42 of you that are still on right now, right? So next week, anybody that brings their 2022 vision board onto the Zoom, all right, with them, or makes a post while we're on the Zoom with it or whatever. I don't know. We'll figure out a way, but we'll have some kind of like,
I mean, you
something
can even be making it on Monday with us.
while we're doing that. Yes, you could even be in that counts, right? So if you decide that you're going to grab the materials, you're going to start making it on Monday while we're on the Zoom, and then, post it or whatever. Yeah, we'll probably end up doing something like that. And then everybody post it like on a post in the Dream Team. I'm not saying what that's going to be yet, but I'm just saying, I'm rambling my ideas out loud. But yeah, make Monday your start of you creating your vision board, or maybe you're already finished with it for 2022. And I think it'll be a lot of fun, and will help you break down those goals and get you pumped up and excited, right?
I mean, it'll be your, like, even if you did your board already, it's going to be your last chance to look at it before you go in and take massive action on your vision board for like 2022, right? So anyways, thank you, Amanda. I can't wait. Happy holidays to everyone.
Yes, everybody have a nice, safe, happy holidays. All right, love y'all. Have a good one. Bye.